Our, I guess they were third grade at the time. Third graders were playing football against each other.
In Neosho.
And
it was raining.
It was completely raining, cats and dogs. And it was the muddiest game I've ever been to in my entire life. But the boys had a blast. And they were playing against each other, and I was sitting in the bleachers, and Nate walked by, and a guy smiled,
And I stared at the ground.
and he kept on walking by, and then after we were down in the end zone, and I had noticed that he was playing with one of his other boys, and I just thought, wow, that guy looks like an awesome dad, just for that snippet. And so as a single mom, that pulls at my heartstrings. And so we didn't talk. I think I smiled again, and I thought, okay, he's not wearing a wedding ring, but he's not talking to me. So a couple weeks later, I got a message on social media and asking me if I was at the Neosho Youth Football game several weeks prior, and wasn't sure whether to be completely freaked out or completely flattered, but I had said yes, and I guess we had some mutual friends, and so he had tracked me down that way. And
after I was researched a
little bit. So after I did my background check on him, and then we had dinner, and that was a year and a half, almost 2 years ago.
I mean, she is totally out of my league. I mean, she is. And to be loved by somebody like that, just her faith in God, her faith in me. It's a gift to me to be loved by that.
Nate's kind of polar opposite of me. I'm the talker and he's the quiet one, and so we balance each other out very, very well. It's so cliche to say, but I mean, he makes me a better person. He makes me a better mom. He encourages me to be a better person, but all the while, he's the biggest supporter that I could ever have.
It was me in the beginning, and I think it was we because I didn't want to be alone.
I was baptized when I was 6, I've been on mission trips. I don't need to get baptized again. But the more he talked about, I don't think it's as much as, what, I'm a sinner and I need to be rebaptized. I think it's this is a fresh start.
Connecting with God was strongly related to my baptism when I was 14. And in the beginning, it was something that I felt was going to strengthen that. And over the past year and a half that we've been together, it's kind of evolved into something a little bit different. And not really the reconnecting, but more of now just new beginnings.
It's not just us. There are literally a million different people who this could affect down the generation. And so, it's not just our kids, but, someday in a very, very long future, it's our grandkids. It's those people that we come in contact with every day, that are walking testimony. It does affect, and, the people that we don't even realize.
It clicked with me a little bit, even Tyler's sermon last Sunday, The Path of Regret. I think we've both been on it. And this is kind of like you said, the stake in the ground that starts this new path. It's a good, strong one.
Mm-hmm. We've talked about how we both have memories before each other, and then we've made some memories, since then. And I think that, leading up to this month, the big wedding month, we've started making memories together. And I think it was really important for us, for all the kids to be there, so that we would all have this memory, as remember that day whenever, Mom and Dad got baptized together.